Alright, bro, Kev's huge on the UFC now. As you can see, he's hyped for the event this week. How we feeling?
Oh, shit, what is that? Who you fighting?
Maybe we should sign you up for some fights.
I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop. I won't stop. I won't stop.
To Mootyy.
I won't stop. I won't stop.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Mootyy, and I'm back again. This is the first time doing some type of video like this, but it's something that I'm really passionate about. I've always been a big fan of fighting since growing up. As a kid, I was a huge WWE fan, and once I found out it was fake,
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I kind of transitioned over to MMA, UFC, Strikeforce, Pride, WEC, all that good stuff back in the day. So this is something I've followed for a while, and even without, if I'm not betting or not, or putting out picks like this for you guys, I spend the whole week and months like in advance just watching videos, doing research about fights, because it's so fascinating to me, and it's something I really enjoy watching and looking into. So today I'm gonna keep things short and sweet. I know with most predictions and picks and videos, you guys don't want to sit here and listen to all these elaborate reasons of why someone is gonna win. I don't really think I can't consider myself an expert or anything like that, but I have had some very profitable and consistent winnings for others. As you can see the picks here. So, but don't get mad at me if these picks don't hit. I'm gonna consistently put out these videos before every fight card if you guys enjoy the content. But like I said, don't come running at me with pitchforks on fire and stuff if the picks don't hit, because UFC and MMA is definitely the toughest thing to predict or bet on, because one person, at the end of the day, they're all pros, they're all professionals. So at the end of the day, one person can just catch someone one right, one hook, flash KO just like that.
Clock is brought to you by Modelo.
And there goes the money. So happens a lot. There's a lot of fluke, but I'm always pretty confident in my picks. I do a ton of research. I have people that can vouch for me. My roommate Kev, this season alone, won us a pretty decent amount of money, and it's never about the money for me either. I just really enjoy UFC, and something that is really intriguing to me. I've always followed, and I think I've gotten certain people attached to it as well. Kev wasn't even a UFC fan before a couple months ago. Got him watching it, and now he's juiced every fight card. He watches the videos with me, does research, all that good stuff. So like I said, y'all, I'm not gonna sit here and elaborate too much on each fight, because I know you guys are just here for the picks and you just want to hear the predictions. So I'll give a couple reasons, or maybe shorter examples, and elaborate a little bit more on the main card fights, but I'm gonna give you every fight pick. So let's get right into it. Austin Hubbard is also a plus 165 underdog as of right now, so I really like the value of his line right there. So would I bet on it? Maybe. It's kind of a toss-up. You want to put like 5, 10, 20 just to have some money on a fight. I would do it, because me personally, it makes it more interesting if you're not sure about someone, or you're not a fan of someone and you put money on someone. Then it makes you want to actually watch the fight, and it's exciting if they end up getting the finish. So that's what I would take there. I'll probably stay away from that fight though. Next we have Roxanne Modafferi against Lauren Murphy, and Roxanne is minus 120 as of now. Lauren Murphy is minus 110. I like Roxanne here, the veteran. She's very impressive in her last fight, which actually lost me money, against 8-0 Macy Barber, who's a tremendous striker, up-and-coming prospect. She's gonna be a future champion in a couple years. She was actually a plus 550 underdog in that fight, and ended up getting the decision. So I think with how many fights she had, dude, she's 24-17. She's got a lot of experience going against Lauren Murphy, who's 12-4. Also, Roxanne is 5'7" to Lauren Murphy's 5'5" with a 69 reach compared to a 67. So it's always more comfortable taking someone that has more of a reach and that will use their distance. Roxanne's also scary on the ground. She could submit and finish someone like that. So I would take Roxanne here, and I would bet on that. I'm pretty confident she's gonna come out with the victory. Up next on the card, we have Matt Frivoli against Frank Camacho. Frivoli's 8-1-1, and Camacho's 22-8. Frivoli 5'9", Camacho 5'10". Reach advantage goes to Camacho with 73-inch reach compared to Frivola's 71. This one, I'm probably gonna stay away from it. It's really a toss-up, but if I had to take someone to be Frank Camacho, I think that he's more of a brawler. He can finish the fight, or at least score enough to go the distance and win it from the judges' cards. Frivola is gonna try to get it on the ground, which I think Camacho is he's a powerhouse. He's pretty strong, so I think he's gonna be able to stuff the takedowns. As long as he stays off his back, I think he'll be good in this fight, but I personally am gonna probably stay away from this fight, but if I had to choose, it'd be Camacho. You're rolling up next is Courtney Casey against Jillian Robertson. Casey's 9-7, Robertson's 7-4, 5'7" to 5'5". Significant reach advantage for Courtney Casey with 67 compared to 63. The odds for this fight, it's kind of another toss-up. Courtney Casey -105, Robertson -125. If I had to choose, I'm going with Courtney Casey here, primarily because I think that she has more experience, and if she keeps it standing and denies the takedowns from Robertson, I think she can outlast, and I'm gonna pick this to go to the distance. So 3-round decision for Courtney Casey. All right, next fight we got Marc-Andre Barriota against Oscar Piechota, and I don't know if I said that right. Sorry if I botched that. I generally tend to stay away from fights that I don't recognize or have never seen either of the fighter fight. You got Marc-Andre's -110 to Oscar being -120, so it's kind of a pickup. I'm staying away from this, but from the research I've done, I'm going Oscar because he has had more tougher opponents in the UFC, and I would pick it to be a decision. Like I said, I'm not too sure about either of those fighters, so personally me, I'm staying away from that fight. Next fight, we have Tisha the Tiny Tornado Torres. I actually enjoy watching her fight against Brianna Van Buren. She's an up-and-comer. She's 9-2 compared to Tisha Torres is 10-5. I thought Tisha Torres had more fights than that, to be honest. I feel like I've watched her a bunch. Who's 5'1", has a height advantage, and Van Buren is better with jiu-jitsu and is the obvious better striker. I think has more power in this fight, but Tisha Torres, I like the vet here because I like her value at +175. I think this fight's gonna be a lot closer than people think. I don't think Van Buren should be -225, to be honest, because Tisha Torres is the better wrestler, and I think she fights smart in this one, so I think it could go to a decision. It's been a lot of decisions so far, honestly, but that's just how this card's looking as of right now. Personally, would I bet on this? Maybe. This is one of these kind of pick 'em two that I'd go with the underdog though, Tisha Torres, because I just favor her experience, and I think it's a big step up in competition for Van Buren at this point. So, in my opinion, I'm going with the safer pick and Torres, but I'm staying away from it. All right, let's see. By the way, what I'm looking at here is I'm looking on the UFC website at each fighter comparison and matchup stats. But next fight, this one's gonna be a goodie. I told you guys the majority of fights, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet, not sit here and elaborate, because I could go on honestly for days about the fight or the prediction. But fights like this are good ones. This is gonna be the last fight of the prelims. We got a legend in Clay the Carpenter Guida, one of my personal all-time favorites to watch fight, against King Bobby Green. Bobby Green is 24-10-1. Clay Guida's 35-15 with a clear experience advantage. And why I chuckled earlier when I was talking about Bobby Green is because he is 1-1-6 in his last couple of fights. So it's not really too comfortable. He's a pretty heavy favorite I think this fight's a lot closer than it could be. Clay Guida has jumped up to plus 200 in this one. Bobby Green's minus 260. And I'm going with the underdog here. And I'm honestly pretty confident in this one. With Clay Guida, you know what you're gonna get. Dude's got such heart and he has an incredible chin. You know, he's gonna come out there, throw a couple combinations and try to land and get the takedown, which I can see Clay winning this in a decision as well. I just think the experience factor is huge here. With Clay Guida, it's a safe pick in my opinion because you know what you're getting out of him. He's gonna come out, he's gonna put on a show, but he's gonna be safe and he's gonna shoot and try to wrestle. And I think judges value wrestling very highly, especially like ground control. I think the judges really favor that, especially someone like Clay Guida. If he takes you down, he's gonna try to stay on you, and he's gonna try to wear you down. He's gonna continuously throw strikes. He's got probably the best cardio I've ever seen, honestly, and maybe the best cardio in the UFC, and that's at 38 years old now. He still looks the same. He lost his last fight against Jim Miller, got caught put in a rear naked, but the fight before that last year, I want to say it was in May, he actually finished BJ Penn, finished him as in he didn't come back to the UFC. He retired after that fight. So that's a pretty big win over a legend. And Clay Guida has gone against the best of the best, man. He's got wins over Nate Diaz. A tough one, but it's personally my favorite fight ever in UFC history when he went against Diego Sanchez and it ended in a split decision at one of the Tough Enough finales. If you guys haven't seen that video, please go back and watch it. That fight is crazy off rip. But yeah, this is the underdog I'm going to take, the big underdog right here, and I'm actually pretty confident, so I am going to be betting on Clay Guida. I think he just has, I don't think it's a good matchup for Bobby Green. He's on the downslope. I think his confidence is shot. The way he wins this fight is he keeps standing and gets a finish, because he is the better striker in this matchup. But Clay Guida, I just feel like it's a safe pick at this point. You know what you're going to get out of him, and he's never going to give up, and he has a granite chin. So he's going to be able to take those shots, I think. He's going to be able to weather the storm early, and I think he's going to be able to land many takedowns and win on the judges' card. So that's my big, I guess you could call it shocker as of now, because of how heavy of an underdog he is for some reason, even though I think this fight's a lot closer. But yeah, I really like Clay Guida in this one. Next fight, we have one of the guys that I'm excited for, prospect-wise. He looked really impressive in his last outing, which was actually this year, recently. Roosevelt Roberts against Jim Miller. I'm pretty confident in this one too. I like Roosevelt Roberts. Let's see what his value's at. So Roberts is minus 250 right now to Jim Miller's 195. I just think Roberts is better at every aspect, honestly, except maybe you give the ground advantage to Jim Miller. He is 36 years old now. He's 31-14 with one no contest to Roosevelt Roberts, who is 11-1. Jim Miller's 5'8" to Roosevelt Roberts 6'2". That's pretty huge. That's a huge height advantage for Roosevelt Roberts. 71-inch reach for Jim Miller compared to a 73 for Roosevelt Roberts. I just think if he needs to try to keep it on the feet and use his reach, I think he's a far better and superior striker. I think he can really pick apart 36-year-old Jim Miller, who, all respect to him, he's had a great career, but I think he's on the downslope because of age. And as long as he respects Jim Miller's ground game and doesn't let Jim Miller try to keep the fight on the ground, even though I think Roosevelt Roberts is not bad at all on the ground. I just think he's a far superior striker, and I think he needs to use his reach and speed advantage, honestly, to win this fight. And I think he's gonna finish him. I'm gonna say round 1 or round 2 TKO finish for Roosevelt Roberts in this one, and I'm pretty confident in him to win this fight and probably get a jump up in competition after this one. All right, we got our second fight on the main card. We got Belal Muhammad against Lima Good. Muhammad is 16-3 compared to Lima Good's 21-5 with one no contest. Muhammad's 5'11" to Lima Good's height advantage at 6 foot. Not that significant. Muhammad shares the 72-inch reach, while Good has a 74-inch, so he has a 2-inch reach advantage. I really like Muhammad in this one. I think it's pretty good value. He's listed as minus 135 right now, to Lima Good's plus 105. If it was a striking contest, I would go with Good here. He has scary power. He's a big dude. But after watching Muhammad's previous fights and stuff, I just think he has a better tank, and I think he's a far better wrestler. So I think he's gonna look to take it to the ground. I don't think he's gonna want to mess with Lima Good's power striking. And I think he is gonna try to get as much top control as possible and just wear him down. So I think it's gonna score well with the judges. And I got Muhammad coming out with a decision. I just think he's got way too big of an edge on the ground, honestly. And I think he's gonna fight smart. And I think he's gonna get his hand raised. So I have to put on the glasses. Salute to him because my man rocks sunglasses after each fight. He's got some swagger, he's really confident, and I think he picks up this win and keeps on the momentum rolling. Next fight, we got Raquel Pennington against Marion Renault. See what we got here. Pennington's 10-9, doesn't look that good, but she has competed for a title before. She's got great experience. She's listed as number 6 right now against Renault, who's listed as number 10. 5'7" to 5'6", and Renault, despite having the 1-inch disadvantage height-wise, has a 0.5-inch reach advantage. I think she's a better striker, to be honest, like with her power. But yeah, she's 42 now. I think she turns 43 of the fight on Saturday, and she's coming off back-to-back losses. I just don't think you can trust her with this. Raquel Pennington, you know what you're gonna get, kind of like with Clay Guida. She's tough, she's gritty, she's got the experience, she constantly pours out output. I just like her to come out and win this by decision. I think she's gonna fight smart. She's gonna try to get back in the title hunt, so I don't think she's gonna do anything to put herself in jeopardy, aka Renault landing a huge bomb or finishing her on the feet. And I am comfortable with this one too. I'm gonna put money on Pennington, and I am confident she's gonna come out and get this one done. Alright, our next fight's gonna be the co-main event of the evening. You got Josh Emmett against Shane Burgos, and I think this is gonna be the fight of the night. I went back and forth on this a lot, honestly, because I do like Josh Emmett, but I'm not comfortable. I think I'm going with the safer fighter here in Shane Burgos. Emmett's 8th right now compared to Burgos' 10th in the division. Josh Emmett's 15-2 while Burgos is 13-1. This is the part that's a huge advantage, and if Shane Burgos, which I think he will, because he has a significant speed advantage and way better footwork. He's 5'11" compared to Josh Emmett, who's 5'6", which is a pretty significant height difference if you know UFC. Especially when the person holding the height advantage is a great striker and is overall faster than the smaller guy. He also shares a 5.5-inch reach, more than Josh Emmett's 70-inch reach. Burgos 75.5, which is pretty huge too. See guys like Israel Adesanya, John Jones, they really use their length to pick apart people and use an advantage to really just use the reach on the feet. I think Burgos, this could go to decision, or I think Burgos stops this in the 3rd round, because Josh Emmett's cardio does scare me. And if you guys watch Emmett versus Michael Johnson, if you guys haven't seen that, Emmett landed a huge right in the 3rd to finish Michael Johnson, which I believe Michael Johnson was winning that entire fight until that huge right landed. And I think Shane Burgos is a better version of Michael Johnson, to be honest. So if Emmett struggled with him, I think he's gonna have a lot of problems with Burgos. And I just really like Burgos because I think he's gonna pick apart the body. He throws really great body shots, a great volume of it, and I don't think Josh Emmett's gonna be able to handle it as long as Burgos keeps his distance. He's gonna try to keep the fight standing because Emmett is a better wrestler but never really uses it or showcases it. And Burgos' takedown defense is pretty incredible as well. So I'm going with Shane Burgos here, and I'm pretty confident in it. I'm going to bet on it and throw him in a couple parlays, but look for Burgos to get the win and get an even bigger leap in competition next fight and potentially make a title run. And now we have the main event. I know it's the one everyone's been waiting for, but I think it's honestly a no-brainer, and most main events really aren't. I think Curtis Blaydes is gonna come out and win this fight. I think he might get a stoppage win too, because his ground and pound and pressure is pretty hard for people to keep up with. Curtis Blaydes, he's ranked 3rd right now. I think he's done enough, in my opinion, to get a title shot, but he's kind of gotten screwed over with this whole DC Miocic thing because Miocic has been hurt. And Francis Ngannou is obviously up next to get a title shot. So I think it could be another year or so before Blaydes even gets a shot at the title, which is sad because he's definitely done enough, especially sitting at number 3. I think he had to take this fight just to really stay active, honestly, and get a paycheck. Because winning this fight's not going to do anything to him. And I think losing, I don't think it would drop him back too much, but this is a very favorable matchup for him, and it should be an easy win for him. Again, he's facing Alijah Volkov, he is 6'7". He's one of the taller guys in the entire UFC, ranked as 7 in heavyweight. They have the same exact reach though, which I think is pretty crazy at 80 inches each. I think Volkov, the only way he wins, he lands a knockout, which I'm not sure Blaydes might be just as great as a striker as Volkov, honestly, because of Curtis Blaydes possesses that pop. Finished Junior Dos Santos, who's one of the better strikers in UFC heavyweight history, who's obviously not in his prime right now, but he's still a contender. So that win for him was pretty impressive. Yeah, there's an interesting fact too about Blaydes. He lands 6.63 takedowns per 15 minutes. I've watched many of Curtis Blaydes' fights. He's a great wrestler. I rarely see people stuff the takedowns. And I think he's just going to continuously pour on the pressure, especially in a smaller cage since they're fighting at the apex. I think that favors wrestlers and favors guys like Curtis Blaydes, who are going to look to close the distance and take guys down and just wear them out over and over and over. I think, like I said, I think he's gonna finish Volkov. I'm gonna say 2nd or 3rd round TKO. But if not, I could easily see it going the distance and just be an easy unanimous win for Blaydes. I think Blaydes is gonna pour on way too much pressure. I don't think Volkov's gonna be able to handle it. And I think Curtis Blaydes right now should have a title shot. He should be a contender, but as the situation is right now, it's really unfortunate for him that his 2 losses are to Francis Ngannou. That's the only 2 losses he's suffered. And Francis Ngannou is, in my opinion, the best heavyweight in the world right now and one of the best pound for pound. Definitely the most scariest fighter in the entire UFC. And he's going to get the next title shot after DC and Miocic. 3 happens in August, which has been taking forever to schedule because of, like I said, injuries and scheduling and all this. So after that, I could see Miocic or DC retiring after that fight. Both, maybe, honestly. So you could see an interim fight, Ngannou against Blaydes for the heavyweight title next year sometime. Or you're going to see Ngannou fight the winner of that, and then I believe the winner, unless the fight is crazy and they want to set up another match between Ngannou against DC or Miocic, I think Blaydes will earn himself the title shot. He needs to get this win and probably fight another fight. Get another one in on his resume just to stay active. But it's really unfortunate situation he's in because he definitely has done enough. But I think little fights like this are very key. He should win it, especially matchup-wise. And hopefully he'll be a title contender in the next year or so and get that heavyweight title shot he, in my opinion, deserves. Alright, so there you have it, y'all. That's the entire predictions for UFC Fight Night 173, Blaydes versus Volkov. Really, let me know how you guys felt about this video. Questions, comments, concerns, leave feedback. Since this is my first time doing it, it could be a little shaky, but I would love to put out videos for each event like this. I tried to summarize the bigger fights and elaborate more on them, but for the majority, I just want to keep it basic for the common fan, not sit there and go into specific or really detailed terminology like significant strike percentages, all that stuff like that. I just wanted to be able to lay it out so the common fan could jump on and understand and get what I'm saying without having to look anything up and understand. So my parlay, my Mooty's money parlay of the night, I'm gonna throw Clay Guida. We're gonna throw obviously Curtis Blaydes, and I'm gonna go with Roosevelt Roberts. Those are my big 3 right there. Put them in a parlay. The only one I would be a little nervous about is Clay Guida. So if you're not comfortable with him, throw in Raquel Pennington instead. But that's my money parlay of the night. Let me know, you guys, my Twitter, Mootyy2K. Leave a comment, leave a like if you liked what you're watching. And let me know how your picks turn out. DM me screenshots if you guys are wanting any money or anything like that. Any type of support really matters and helps, and I like and enjoy the little things. They mean a lot, even if it's a little comment like saying like awesome video, or like we need more content like this. Like that feedback is needed, and it gives me the added motivation to grind YouTube, as well as being a 2K League professional player at the same time, because I do enjoy making videos. I do enjoy being in front of a camera, and it just brings me more joy if I'm able to put out videos like this discussing about a topic I'm so passionate about in the UFC, and something I would do for free, honestly. Talk about UFC any day of the week, anytime, with anyone. So just let me know, guys. Like I said, Twitter @Mootyy2K, Instagram BigShotMoot, all that, all my socials and stuff are gonna be in every outro, and I will be doing a giveaway for this video as well, even though I just gave away picks for free. But like I said, I'm not some type of expert. I'm just a passionate fan that does a lot of research and feel like I know a great amount about the sport, so I might as well share what I know with you guys. Especially, I've had an overwhelming amount of people hit my DMs asking me to make videos like this, because 2 fight cards ago I went 6-2 on my picks, and the last fight card I went 6-0. So let me know, give me some feedback, let me know what I could do better, what you guys want to see, anything like that, and be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment. Love you guys, appreciate the support. It's been a lot already. We're only 2 videos deep. This is the 3rd one. The grind will continue. Moot out.
I stay in the spotlight forever unseen. Oh, like a mean machine. Oh,
I know you just want me to change your ways, stuck in the same old place, need to relocate it. Know that we can keep this thing low key, but she gotta play D if she on my team, man.